सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितं च नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रस्थाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त नाम्ने नमस्ते सारस्वतीदेवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे वंशकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपीश गोपिका कान्त राधा कान्त नमोऽस्तुते तप्ता काञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे। हरे राम राम हरे हरे। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। I welcome you all to our systematic study of Vedic scriptures. In that, we are in the chapter 16 of Bhagavad Gita. The idea is to develop our knowledge in a very systematic way so that we can advance also very systematically, and rather not get carried away with the cherry pick style of learning, which is not so favorable. Unlike, maybe one can think there are so many self-healing books, there are so many self-cooking books, right? Self-learning books, so many self. What is happening in this self-learning is we have somehow moved from our traditional way of learning, where we have a teacher. We used to go to a school or an educational institute to an academy so that we gradually graduate. Which means we start from basic alphabet uh, to the completion of the studies before we actually apply that into practice. And that is a typical teaching way of education system we were exposed, and it is still prevalent. It's not that it is gone. These days we still see so many institutions, organizations which are still having this teacher student model of learning. And I would say maybe a few very few people may be able to learn themselves and they may be able to be successful, but for a mass. So it is very important that we gradually understand so that we understand everything without any gaps, without any confusions. Yeah, that we may later stage get lost ourselves in those confusions and then think, oh, this is not right, and lose some time. So systematic study of any scripture is very important, and especially for Vedic scripture, it is even more important. Why? Because it is the highest truth, and this has intellect that's required at a very high level. And with our limited understanding, we may not able to crack and understand ourselves. Maybe we are exposed through Google or some other books, some libraries, that we can just take a book in a hand, read, and make our own conclusions. But making our own conclusions with our limited understanding is quite dangerous. And that is the reason we have this systematic study of Vedic scriptures course, where we are going to develop gradually, but definitely with a clarity of mind, we will be able to apply these principles to the level of whatever we have heard, whatever we have learned, and then proceed from the books like Bhagavad Gita. The next books can be Bhagavatam, Nectar of Devotion. There are some very nice books, but yeah, we should get into a habit of gradually taking them up. Yeah. Do let me know if you see the screen. I thought I've already shared.
Yeah, actually, Gaurav and Usman newly joined in our group.
Who is that? Who joined?
Gaurav and Sushma.
Gaurav and Sushma. Okay, if I heard correctly. So, welcome. I hope you find this place useful and you might have any questions or you want to add something to that. Feel free to add. By the way, you're from where, if I
Uh,
may know?
uh, Hello everyone. My name is Gaurav. I live in Ravensburg, but yeah, originally I'm from Maharashtra,
Uh,
city called Ahmednagar near Pune.
Ahmednagar. Yeah, it's a pretty big junction. So,
Yeah.
yeah, nice. Very nice. Good. So, let me share the screen. So, Ravensburg means Dinath Prabhu from Lindau.
Yes, Prabhuji. Actually, Ravensburg is that place where there is this Lego land.
Yeah, yeah, we went there. So, I
Yes,
remember
yes.
that. So, he is connecting through you.
Yes, Prabhuji. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, Gaurav, Prabhu, we connected to him, I think 2 months, yeah, 3 months ago. Yeah, I mean, yeah, he's very interested to learn the scriptures and along with
Okay.
his spouse, Kanchan Mataji as well. Yeah.
Okay. So, welcome and hope to see you soon in person and also spend nice time. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Shri Bhagavan Vacha Abhayam Sattum Samsuddhir Jnana Yoga Vyavastiti Danam Damascha Yajnascha Swadhyayastapa Arjavam. So let's first cover if we have done this particular verse, or let's also go on. Ahimsa Satyam Akrodas Tyaga Sante Apayishunam Daya Bhuteshva Aloluptavam Madhavam Hrir Achapalam Teja Kshama Dhiri Saucham Adroho Nati Manita Bhavanti Sampadam Daivim Abhijatasya Bharata. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, fearlessness, purification of one's existence, cultivation of spiritual knowledge, charity, self control, performance of sacrifice, study of Vedas, austerity, simplicity, non violence, truthfulness, freedom from anger, renunciation, tranquility, aversion to fault finding, compassion for all entities, living entities, freedom. Freedom from covetousness, gentleness, modesty, steady determination, vigor, forgiveness, fortitude, cleanliness, and freedom from envy and from the passion for honor. These transcendental qualities, O son of Bharata, belong to godly men endowed with divine nature. By the way, this chapter 16 is the divine and demonic nature. Hmm. Sura and Asura are two classes of men. What is the difference? We may call in English terms as theist and atheist. Theism, one is the one who follows God and who are godly, and atheists are the one who follows atheism by rejecting the existence or the understanding of the existence of the God. And yeah, so in this we can get a clarity to what level we are theist and to what level even we are atheists. If someone is asking, are you an atheist or an atheist? We may tend to say that because I'm going to temples, because I'm reading scriptures, because I'm taking prasadam, I'm cooking prasadam, I'm doing services, I tend to think that I am a theist, I am a God follower, or follow the path of bhakti. Um, but what about the faith? The faith, the level of faith that we have in God is not as much as we may see in some who are desperate and are ready to do anything and everything for the mission of God. Hmm? The mission of God is to make sure that everyone practices pure devotional service. The plan of God is to become Krishna consciousness. Everyone be Krishna conscious and practice bhakti as priority one. Uh, or if not only bhakti, but at least priority one. So, are we there? Are we practicing bhakti as our priority one? Uh, and then there are some who are doing, there are some who are not doing. Where do we belong? So, within the theism or within the theistic group, still there is hierarchy, so to say. We can say, where do we fit? Do we fit as the top or the bottom? If not, then we go into the other atheism. And for in one way, atheism, they have clarity. There is no question for them. Atheism, they really are very special, right? I don't believe God, but when I think that, okay, I am going to have a housewarming ceremony, I will invite priest, not because of peer pressure or social. No, it is not only that, because my house costs 1 crore rupees. So if that puja may work, I don't know if it may work. Let me do it. Let me do it so that what does it go? After all, I may spend 1 lakh rupee, but I have insurance of saving 1 crore property. So there is no harm. Guy, you do it. I don't have faith, but you can do it. So this is our understanding. This is our level of faith. And here in this chapter, we can check if we want to become godly. Hmm, What kind of, we can't become God, uh, but we can become godly by developing godly qualities. And here in this verse, we just went through some qualities that Krishna is telling to Arjuna. If I'm not wrong, we covered till two paragraphs. So, am I right? Someone can say. I think if someone can read this part, which I have made it blue, can we proceed there?
The social institution known as Varnashram Dharma, the institution dividing society into four divisions of social life and four occupational divisions or castes, is not meant to divide human society according to birth. Such divisions are in terms of educational qualifications. They are to keep the society in a state of peace and prosperity. The qualities mentioned herein are explained as transcendental qualities meant for making a person progress in spiritual understanding so that he can get liberated from the material world.
Thank you so much, Prabhu. So just the other characters, yeah, the qualities that we were talking. First we see is fearlessness, abhayam. Bhayam is quite dominant in this world. How can we know whether the fearfulness is there? Bhayam is there. We have fears at various levels. The level that we experience is maybe only to us. But if we see newspaper, what do we usually see is all about violence. Violence shows that we are envious of the success of others, that we are very, very jealous, that we are very, very greedy, mm, that we are very, very passionate to enjoy all it ourselves, greediness. So this is the quality of what? Uh, f- Fearful climate, fearful environment. As we can see the global warming. What is the global warming is we are seeing the temperatures are rising high, the heat is growing. What is also growing in this age of Kali is fearfulness. Why? Because we tend to think that before the other person attacks, let me attack. Otherwise, there is no chance of existence. Dinath Prabhu, we know how corporate world works, right? Hmm? In a corporate world,
Yes, Prabhuji.
what is happening? There is a throat cutting competition, right?
Yes, Prabhuji. Massive
So
rat race. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So, and interestingly, sometimes we may see even those headless chickens running because they don't know what are they doing. Mhm. At least some people have very clear clarity. They are dooming the world because they have clear agenda. But corporate is a cover that one puts and think that we are doing social fair, charity, humanity, and all these things. Hmm. So, what is all, and then every now and then, I don't know, any company you would have joined immediately during a all hands meeting, there will be the head who is presenting, you know what, we are doing quite well with our competitors. Hmm. What does it mean? Is saying that, okay, we are always monitoring how are we performing and we always want to be on top. Why? As soon as if we are down, what will happen? The customer is going to not value us. And when it's saying then there is no more profits, and then there is only losses. And who wants loss? No. So this sense of fearing, anxiety, and all these qualities, um, yeah, for a godly person, he will not have. Isn't it amazing? How is it possible? After all, we are living in this world, and when we are living in this world, shouldn't we start fearing? Otherwise, can we really survive? Huh? We can see that the sannyas class of men, they don't really are concerned. Why? Because their faith is in God. When we have complete faith in God, we are fearless. That is one of the signs. How much did we advance? To the degree of fearless we are, to that degree we are God conscious. Why? Because we know that God has complete control. Huh? How many of us accept this? How many of us accept that God has full control? All of us, right? To what level? Yeah, as soon as when we take something that can really affect our life, we may start stepping back. Yeah. But a faithful person, he doesn't go back. He, in the sannyas order of life, yeah, as Sanoj Prabhu was reading, the Varnashrama Dharma. In the Varnashrama system is about how structure can be made use of so that people can follow the path of dharma, advance in harmonious way. So there is this Kshatriya, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra communities. And then there is also class in terms of Brahmacharya, Grahastha, Vanaprastha, and Sannyas. If you see a class of men who are sannyas, they are completely dependent on the Supreme Lord's mercy. So if they get shelter, if they get food, uh, they're not worried. Whereas when we talk about today's civilization, is all about how to attain the necessities of life. Because I don't know, someone may have to go on mute. So the necessities of our life, what are they? Adhirasa Prabhu,
Yes, Prabhuji. Yeah, eating,
what are the
sleeping.
necessities of
Yeah,
hmm?
clothing,
Eating,
shelter,
sleeping?
food. Yeah,
Hmm.
shelter,
Yeah.
food, water.
Yeah. Grossly, they can become into, yeah, eating, sleeping, mating, and defending. So this means that we are making sure that my day uh, uh, is in a, what do you call, covered with whatever I need. But the problem is that we are just quite narrow-minded. We are thinking that the necessities of our life are eating, because obviously without food, how can we survive? Yeah. And sleep. Sleep is so important. Yeah, come on. The science is saying that if you sleep, then your brain cells are refreshed, you get rejuvenated energy, that you can do anything. I don't know what do we do, because after all, uh, um, life, a day of a common man is quite boring in one way. Why? Because yeah, you can see what he wants is okay, get up in the morning, take some fresh air, eat food, make his body fit for eating again. again and again so that eating business goes on. And then what about sleep is something that, wow, it is a gift of God, you know? So we don't want to miss that. And mating is a business where we are so much the one of the most disturbing sense organ in our body. We think it is tongue. Definitely, it is tongue because tongue is quite loose. But even more, I see dangerous sense organ is skin. Skin has, we may think skin is just protecting us. Skin is protecting from heat, from cold. It is making sure that, yeah, otherwise, just imagine our body would be very quite sensitive and quite painful. So skin has its function, but skin has, yeah, it weakness in terms of mm, seeking enjoyment by sense of touch. And a subtle level or a to gross level, it is involves sense enjoyment into most sex indulgence and all these things. So skin also does its part to divert or deviate our focus from the path of liberation. So that sleeping, eating, waiting, and defending. Yeah, defending has become very important, especially in this time of the human civilization, isn't it? Yo, those days were there when the kings used to fight. They didn't have all this nuclear weapons. Okay, uh, we may say no, no, no. In Mahabharata, in Ramayana, we can see there were some supernatural powers. Oh, but atheists don't believe in them. Uh, I am atheist, so I don't accept. I don't have confidence. Were there such a weapon? Maybe the authors have uh, what do you call made it something. What do you call this? Goofed it up. Hmm? Something, yeah, nothing, but they just had made it up. If one thinks that still okay, yeah, maybe primitive way of wars, which took days, months, or years. Now we see what happens now. The war is also taking years. For this, first there is a Cold War, then the real war. Both the wars are not good, and indulging all kinds of weaponaries, either smuggled or not smuggled. So anyway, the business of a man has come focused more on, as Adi Rasa Prabhu was saying, sleeping, eating, mating, and defending. So, and this is all done under the sense of fear, because I want to exist tomorrow. The sense of feeling that I want to exist tomorrow is so deep that Mm, we are even not looking anything else. Mm. Ajay Prabhu, have you seen this horse carts where the horse is pulling a cart in the back? Huh? And the horse eyes, they are kind of limited. They shouldn't see left or right. They should see only straight. Have you seen that? That kind of uh, arrangement that is done so that the horse can go very fast. We are also blinded by these four walls of only thinking that eating, sleeping, mating, and defending will make me attain my goals, isn't it? After all, I am the, what do you call this, food, bread winner. After all, I have to do this, I have to do that. Yes, but are we supposed to do only do this? Uh, don't we want to see a complete horizon of what is that there one can do and what is really one should do? No, I think slowly, slowly, this is what we are trained from school days. What do you do is study, whether you use it tomorrow or not, study, study, whether you will make that as your hobby, doesn't matter, mug it up, get your good grades. After you have good grades, then you are assured that you get a good placement. After getting a good placement, so all this journey of 20 years, you can see that is based on eating, sleeping, and also a proper mating, so that one can have a very nice flat, one can have very nice facilities, so that he can enjoy the life. After all, you are working a bachelor life for having a very nice married life, isn't it? A married life should be assured, and everything it is based on having to make a lot of money and defending. This is very funny, right? Because a person is earning a lot, and after he earns a lot, what is he doing? Is he going to spend in charity? Huh? Pratikali Mataji, are you going to spend everything what you earned in charity? Hmm. You will keep it aside, right? You want to keep that aside as an asset uh, for tomorrow. And what is that? You have to buy some safety lockers. You have to store them there, preserve them so that no one steals, and that defending business starts as soon as you have something in your hand. And this is going on and on, and finally, when the time comes on, anyway, when that time comes, what are we doing? Hmm. We don't, um, yeah, we are not, after 60 years, 70 years, though you may have a great interest of eating, you may not eat because of your health. Uh, and sleeping also, how can we sleep when there are so many things that are bothering? Oh, I would have done that, I would have done this, I didn't do that, I didn't do this. So many things that are bothering. So no quality sleep later. Uh, no proper eating, no quality sleeping, uh, no mating. It's out of chat now. The one may think that he wants still enjoy. Yeah, that's not possible much. Then defending is the only thing that we do, and defending also we are doing not wantedly. We don't want to defend anymore because we think that this all is a drama that kept me keeping busy, focusing something I will get, some jewel that is really hanging after I attain all these things. In fact, defending is the only thing that goes, and you say, I don't want all this. I want peace of mind. I want happiness. I thought happiness is all in this. Uh, mm, I I thought I'll become fearless. But the last moments, last phase of our life, we also have a lot of fears. I have fear of that. I have fear of this. So a godly person, sorry, I don't know. We are going little uh, to understand. But a sannyas, this is the point. This is the main point I want to mention. That we see a sadhu, we see a saintly person, a sannyas. He has complete dependence on Krishna. That is the key. And for that matter, we don't have to become a sannyas and then start developing it. It won't happen. The sannyasis, the sadhus, the renounced order of life, they had this desire, they have this goal, objective to practice detachment from day one. The day one when they know the importance of it. We know it, but are we also determined to go on that path? That is what makes it. So when we take a fearless, bold step that Krishna, you are there, Krishna, I have complete dependence on you, then we are already sannyas while we are in Grihastha life. We are already sannyas, even if we are in brahmachari life, or in, for that matter, we are sannyas whether we are Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, or even Shudra. The top class man is not about whether he has a Brahmanical thread around his neck, around or how expertly he recites Vedic mantras. Uh, we see, unfortunately, that in some temples, we see the priests, they are expert. They are expert, like as if like when they start say they have this. What do you call this? Yeah, they're perfect. Yeah, they have mugged up very nice. Uh, but will that save? Hmm? Or will a person who practices bhakti, will he be saved? How can we know that? We can see that if a priest is still enjoying worldly life, if the priest is still having fear, if a priest has fear, then we know, okay, he's yet to come to that level. I don't know. Varsanila Mataji, long back, you were asking what about, did you ask Guru? What Guru?
Yes,
Family.
Prabhuji.
What is a family priest, you said? What is they
Yes,
called in Hindi?
Purohit, Pandit.
Purohit. Purohit, the meaning of Purohit means, Pura means we know what? Uh, the town or the place where we are living. Purohit is the one who is going to look after the welfare of that Pura or the community or the family. He is called Purohita. And yeah, if such a person is fearless, he is God conscious, if he can help us to become God conscious, that's all good. It is not that he makes us God conscious, but he is not God conscious. You see the difference? Hmm? Yeah, personally. So that is what we are talking. The fearlessness decides how is one advanced.
Yes, Prabhuji. Because yeah, sometimes we are observed that even they will suggest us, okay, you are having this and this problem. Let us do this Shanti Puja, that Shanti Puja. So yeah, maybe I
Hmm.
don't know if I'm correct here, but maybe this is also an indicator that either they
They are,
are making us scared or they themselves are scared that yes,
yeah, I
God can
mean,
be cruel to us.
yeah. Yeah, they may have studied that, they have faith in that, and they are doing that. But the problem is when the calamity come, are we turning to God or are we turning to whatever we earned? So that decides. So a sannyas is fearless. Why? Because he has complete dependence on God. He has to be alone without guarantee of support. Hmm? Do you know how much are the priests? Huh? Hmm. Yeah, making money these days. Hmm. That shows how much they would like to have assurance. Hmm. Of course, once upon a time there was this, what do you call this? Guru Dakshina, right? And then there was also this Dakshina and all these things where a person is doing his business of reciting mantras, sacrifices, yajnas and all, and then the community is encouraging them so that they are benefiting, so they want to also share that benefit with the priest. Slowly that stopped. Slowly that stopped. I don't know which Maharaj said when in Puri we see there are a lot of pandas who are yeah, demanding money. Like you have to give me this, or there are temples where they say if you give me money, then only your family is safe. Otherwise something will happen. Or if you go to Vrindavan, lot of temples you see, right? Goswamis entitled what they do. They're always saying, "Give me money, money, money." If one is so much dependent on Lord, hmm, money doesn't matter. So a sannyas is convinced that Paramatma will give him all protection to the surrendered soul. Do we have this faith? If not, we are fearful. If we want to become fearless, these are the three steps to completely depend on the Lord, whatever is happening, and uh, is not always looking for supporting himself, with what is called this as over endeavorance. Endeavor is nice, over endeavoring is not nice. Over endeavoring will catch us, and then, as I said, in that phases of life, especially in the last phase of life, we are just busy how to save it, how to save it. Then comes, yeah, I'll go through this next quality. What was that? Yeah, Abhayam Sattva Samsuddhir. So the next one is purification of one's existence. Uh, we should always understand that we are living in this world because we have contaminated our own consciousness. And because we have contaminated our consciousness, we are not able to see things clearly. When we don't see things clearly, how can we expect that we are going to do everything perfectly right? No chance. So it is very important. Sattva. Sattva means goodness. We should understand that one's existence should be purified. And how is it possible? It is possible when we follow the rules and regulations. Rules and regulations kind of make us turn back, uh, turn away, not turn back, turn away from that, because after all, who are who wants to be under control? Who wants to be having no freedom? We want freedom. Every country got freedom because they wanted freedom from dominance of something. We want to be free from dominance of someone. So the freedom is so much inbuilt that we wanted to be free, free, free. So what about these rules and regulations? The rules and regulations are very important so that we can experience the freedom with great fulfillment and happiness. Freedom of suffering is not nice. Freedom from suffering is nice. So the difference is that if we are given freedom and if we are suffering, what is the purpose of that freedom? We don't want. An intelligent man will give it up. Whereas a freedom from suffering is very important, and for that matter, if you have to follow certain rules and regulations. Rules means it's not like we are forcing something. Regulation is not so much demanding, but this should be voluntarily accepted. Rules and regulations are our guiding principles through which, when we follow them, we lead a healthy life. In Ashtanga Yoga, we have what is that? What is the first one? Pana. No. What is that first? I forgot. Asana comes third. Yana. Apana,
Yama,
no.
Prabhu. Yama.
Yama, sorry, Yama, yeah. Yama, Niyama. Yeah, thanks for saying. Yeah, so Yama, Niyama, these are rules and regulations so that we can lead a life of, what do you call, a purpose that doesn't involve sin, yeah, incur sin. And also, this is the way of life so that we do not disturb others. Which means when we have yama and niyama followed properly, we are already having a good level of peace in the world. So that I do what is right and I make sure that I don't disturb others, which is also what should be done, yama and niyama. Then comes asana, then comes pranayama. Then if we are really at that level, then we can think of pratyahara. Yeah. And maybe great yogis can think of the remaining steps of the ladder to attain samadhi. So this means we should follow the rules and regulations for our own benefit. How long? Is it one day? Is it 2 days? How long should we want to do it? We want to do as long as we have purified. Hmm? Surya Tej Prabhu, just imagine that you have a very, very dusted shirt. Uh, do you want to just dust it once, or you want to dust it until it is free from dust? I don't know if he's there. I took his name, but yeah, anyone, what do you say? Hmm. I think Surya Prabhu. Yeah, of course, we want to clean it thoroughly, right? Inside, outside. We don't want to wear that worn shirt. We want to make it very clean. So, for that matter, we are not talking about rules and regulations that are to be followed a day or two. I don't know if you have seen the yoga camps. Someone have gone for any yoga camp? Yeah, anyone? No one? Hmm? No time? Yeah, I have been to a couple of yoga camps. One was a 3 week or 2 week yoga camp, and after that there was a 3 day on-site camp, which means 2 weeks where couple of a few groups they do their own yoga, which involves, of course, some kind of breathing techniques. I don't know, should we call it as pranayam or and some philosophy, of course. Yeah, without philosophy, what yoga institute want to do? They want to actually push the philosophy that they learned, that they applied, that they are seeking happiness to others. After all, to make everyone free from fear. So, and then what happens after that? After that, 2 weeks, then there was a 3 day camp where all the groups come to one place. and then they practice 3 days of intense yoga retreat, so to say, to come to an understanding that yes, yoga is so important. Yes, we want to take it for my life, for our life. That is what everyone, I don't know. I mean, as I said, if you would have gone to such camps, you will see that everyone is powered or, surcharged to perform yoga for life. And afterwards, after this 3 day camp, then after 3 days, people who are maybe still in contact, they come together to do yoga. So the success rate of such a yoga to be practiced for life becomes very, very less. After a month or 2 months, then they say, hey, those days are so nice, but you know what? I am not getting time. Uh, so why? Because we give up this rules and regulations, following these, whatever we believe that this is very, very nice. We tend to, yeah, get over uh, overwhelmed by the material world with its all the busy business that we are doing. Again, after such a yoga, again it comes to bhoga of eating, sleeping, mating, and defending. Whereas when we are in yoga camp, eating is so simple, right? There is a morning salads, juices, vegetable juices. Afternoon, you are supposed to, you can eat, but you know what kind of food you should eat. This is the healthy food you have to eat. And then what comes next? Evening, go to bed soon. Uh, During the yoga camps, they also say, don't watch TVs, don't read newspapers. Huh? People may think, yeah, I think we are living in an alien world, huh? Huh? So these things which we thought are really, really good on the last day of the yoga camp, slowly we think, no, it's not practical. It's so nice. I had a great experience. I have a life-changing experience. No, when we don't change, when we don't embrace such rules and regulations, when we don't become this, what is the quality? Sattva, samsiddhir, hmm, then no use. That's the reason we should understand the importance of rules and regulations. What are the 4 rules and regulations that we follow? Are no meat eating, so that meat eating is what do you call? Um, Meat eating is something to show how non-compassionate we are. Hmm? So a human should be very compassionate so that he can attract the mercy of the Lord. If we are non-violent to the fellow beings, how can we expect that the Lord will be happy? Just like in a family, there are 4 kids. Uh, if one kid is harming the other kids, the father won't be pleased by the uh, this child. So we may say so many things. After all, this my brother, he is supposed to do this. That's why I'm making him to do that. For the father, in terms of love, uh, he would see, no, no, no. Who are you to decide that? Okay, this cow or this buffalo or what is it called? The goat or or a chicken or all these things are meant for people to eat. Who said that? Hmm. Just because we didn't find food, we started eating, and now still after when we find food, when we don't give up, that clearly shows how cruel we are and how far we have gone from the way of simple living. So, no meat eating, no intoxication. We know what is happening in today's world. A lot of intoxication is going on. Interestingly, they also have so much faith in Lord. Yeah, if you see the what do you call this bars or um, spirit shops, yes, spirit shops in India. Yeah, every almost. Uh, I don't know whether we find a temple or not, but we definitely can easily find a wine shop, and the wine shop will be having Sri Balaji wine shop, Sri Krishna wine shop, or Sri Venkateshwara wine shop. So many, they are so much God conscious. I think they believe that, they think that maybe gods were also drinking. Maybe people will believe that, okay, this is coming from the spiritual world. That's why people will buy and, I don't know. So, what is happening? Because of all this intoxication itself is toxic, which is not good for us, which is not good for mind. And one may say, no, 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 we are taking in a very limited dose. Intoxicating in a limited dose, after all, is nice. I can forget my problems. You may forget the problem for that moment, but not for lifelong. After all, you only have to solve your problem. Isn't it, Gaur Bhagwan Prabhu? Yeah, after all, it is that you have to solve your problem. We may think, no, 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 I can forget it. Forgetting is the solution. Hmm. So, anyway, yeah, intoxication is quite dangerous. Why? Because if one indulges in drinking today, he may enjoy it, but what is happening to his body? Hmm? One may say there are a lot of health benefits. People will start writing, why? Because the person who wants to drink, he will anyway promote it, isn't it? Science. After all, I'm proving through science that red wine will give that, vodka will give this, whiskey will do that. So many things. What is not natural? How can we take? Huh? No, no, no. This is also produced naturally. After all, spirit is come. So people will give enough justifications, but still the facts don't change. Huh? If you go in a medical science, they will simply say, hey, when someone is suffering, they will simply say, hey, give up, what do you call, smoking, give up alcohol. Why are they saying? Because the facts are very clear that these affect the body. One cannot think that I am exception and continue intoxicating. First of all, the mind, first of all, the body is not maintained well. Second thing is the mind. The consciousness level, when one gets intoxicated, is not fit, isn't it? What happens when he is intoxicated? He cannot see things clearly. That's why even if you see, if alcohol is allowed, still they say you cannot. I don't know what is this meter called. They check, right? How much level of alcohol is in you. They do this puff test, or I don't know what is that test. Um, what is this test they do in the traffic?
Breath test, Prabhu.
Is it breath test? No.
Breath analyzer.
Mhm. Okay. Yeah. Why? They want to make sure that the safety is maintained, because a person who is over, has drunk over, then he may cause danger, to the safety. So that way, I mean, there are so many things. One may say that one who is intoxicated will anyway want to say, forget about it. Yeah. No, he may forget, but not his family members can forget. That's the reason the family members always say, don't drink, don't drink. But the guy drinks so that he can forget what his wife or his brother, father, mother said. No. So in that way, and when he comes to senses, he thinks, no, what he did is wrong. But then there is again, what do you call, addiction. So this is the problem of intoxication or taking to alcohol or other kinds of drugs. Legalizing drugs can be quite costly, which the society would see soon, um, in the disguise of, what do you call, development, right? No meat eating, no intoxication, no gambling. No gambling means one is thinking that I can make money with no effort. If you may see people playing cards, they say, no, after all, I'm using all my intelligence. I'm using my intelligence to make sure that I win. But then there are also some easy money making games, which are called come into gambling. And this gambling, what does it do is that it keeps you expecting returns, right? After all, no one wants to play a game to lose. Everyone is putting their best bet so that they can make best of it. But what happens is one among many will be able to get it. What about others? You don't get it, so you take it. Hey, I want to take a revenge. Let me put more and more and more. And there are people, so many, who have just lost everything what they have just because they are carried away. Do we want to just get carried away and spend all what we earned for nothing, hoping that someday we may get? Or rather, do we want to believe in our own abilities and facilities and use them as the basis of maintaining a very nice social order life? So that's why gambling is quite dangerous, and gambling is also something we should not. Yeah, we see so many people uh, affected by that. So these things might look like these are some road safety rules, but these are not just like a safety rules, but these are actually the basis so that we can become God conscious. Because when we are in gambling, we don't remember God. When we are intoxicated, we don't remember God. And when it's about illicit sex, we don't indulge in illicit sex. Why? Because that is one of the most dangerous, where once someone falls into the trap, then he will start committing all kinds of sins and lead a sinful life. And through that, uh, one is not be able to appreciate the God consciousness. So these, I don't know, we came to this guidelines, right? But that's how these regulations, when we regulate our life, and how difficult it is, how easy it is. Uh, Obviously, it is very, very, very difficult, especially for people who eat meat. To give up meat is something like they have going to sacrifice a part of their body. They think, oh, how can I do it? It's my heart. A person who is drinking alcohol, if we say, can you give up them? No, it's impossible. No one says that, right? One who is addicted, always he says, I have full control in me. I can give up. Just you tell me tomorrow, I will give up, but I will not do it. Why should I do it? After all, I'm enjoying. Huh? No gambling, no illicit sex. All these things are quite difficult as long as we do not understand the purpose of it. When we don't have a purpose of why we want to do it, we will not give up. But when we know the purpose of it, we start working how we want to do it. And when it is very challenging, then we pray to the Lord. May Lord help us so that we can attain this. And when we do, yeah, when a son wants to transform for good, the father is the one who supports him. So we get also support from the Lord that we can follow these. And um, what we can also benefit is by association. When we have one who is just like, if someone wants to lose weight, what does he do? He teams up with someone who also has same goals, and both support each other so that they can lose few pounds. So similarly, a like-minded association is very important if we want to follow these four rules, regulations, and through which we can actually attain clarity of mind and attain purification, sattva samsiddhi. Then comes jnana yoga, vyavasthiti. Mm. Jnana yoga. Mm. Jnana is knowledge, right? It's about knowledge. We should not just follow things blindly. Following them blindly will make us maybe do it today, but tomorrow we don't have support of why we are doing. And if someone challenges us, then we just say, "Oh, I think what you're saying is right. No, I have no strong faith. That's why I will give it up." So it's very important knowledge. One must cultivate knowledge and give transcendental knowledge, especially to whoever we come across. Like, for example, Dinath Prabhu, when you did a program to yesterday, uh, what is the purpose is not that, okay, after all, hey, I have money, I'm going to have a hangout, have a party, let's gather together. No, what are we doing is not just coming together, doing kirtan, having some food, having some chat and go. No, but that is everything centered on what? Transcendental knowledge. We are giving prasadam, which is transcendental. We are singing kirtan, which is transcendental. And very important is the knowledge. When we do not have this knowledge, the prasadam may seem to be food, The kirtan may seem to be some music. When we start understanding through the light of knowledge, then we appreciate, wow, it was really a transcendental day. It's not just an ordinary day of just some making some merries. No, it's actually a transcendental day, which means it's one of those days which I really wanted to live myself. Uh, so this is what is very important. Cultivation of knowledge. We cannot underestimate the potency of it. I don't know, in the group now I was mentioning that sometimes I see that some say, hey, can we have a long uh, long time of kirtan and maybe 20-30 minutes of katha is enough. Sometimes I hear. For me, I see that kirtan has its power, potency, but are we able to focus fully ourselves in kirtan when we do not know what it means? The chances are very less. So it's very important that we acquire the knowledge in the lines of Bhagavad Gita from the nice stories of Srimad Bhagavatam. Only when we hear those, then we will have more taste for kirtans. Yeah, even if we do kirtan without such taste, it will benefit. But when we have taste, we are involve ourselves 100%. So this is very important. So this cultivation is very important. This knowledge is very important. And what is that? Humility. Mm. What is that? When we want to cultivate the knowledge, we understand that okay, I am a very simple man. I'm I am I am just a servant. I am very insignificant person. When we do not have knowledge, what happens? I think I am a king, I am a mayor, I am that, I am this. But when we acquire knowledge, I understand I'm nothing but just a servant. Isn't it? Hmm? Satish Babu, I don't know what kind of manager you are in your company, but after all, you are serving your company, right?
Yes, Prabhuji, right, Prabhuji. That
But it is so painful to know that, hey, you are a servant of the company. Rather, if someone says, hey, what are you doing? You say, hey, I am a manager in the company, right?
yes, Prabhuji.
That is the gross level of ignorance we have. We are not able to appreciate the role of a servant. Why? Because people have exploited when we were a servant, right? People think, hey, I'm a servant means I have to do everything. So that's why we prefer to be called as managers. But after all, even if the head of the company still is serving all the people of his company, maybe he's enjoying the profits more, but if he doesn't serve his people, then he cannot enjoy. So in that way, everyone is servant. And we should understand that I'm not so great, but actually I'm servant. So sannyasis, what they do, you know what the sannyasis do? Of course, we may know that they go from door to door to householders. What they do is they beg alms, and whatever they give, they maintain the life with that. But when they go door to door, what are they doing is very important. The business of sannyasi is not that, okay, because I don't have a kitchen at home, so let me go and do madhukari and get some food from the neighbors. When he visits, he is going to give Krishna consciousness to those householders. Uh, they go, they do kirtan, but they do a katha so that our spiritual consciousness gets awakened. And when that is awakened, then he is going to make prasadam, and then he is going to eat prasadam at home, and he is also give prasadam to the one sannyas. So sannyas are going from place to place not because they like traveling. It's not that they don't have food and shelter. That's why they are going out of no choice. They go because they have the mission of spreading Krishna consciousness everywhere, door and door, door to door. Hmm? So that is all about, knowledge is so important. Cultivation of knowledge is important. When we cultivate the knowledge, then we even come to the next quality of charity. Grihasthas have a huge responsibility of charity. Through charity, we will let it loose. We have the spirit of giving, not taking. With the spirit of taking, we have been taking and taking and taking, but we are not getting freedom. we're not getting liberation, we are not getting satisfaction that we were actually looking for. But when we give, there is a special enzyme that is produced in our body. That enzyme will keep us happy or keep us free from anxiety. So when we want even an anxiety free, usually people think, hey, by charity I get more anxious. No, it's not the case. If you do wholeheartedly that you think that there is a world which needs uh, this God consciousness. hmm, They need people who want to spread the books, who want to distribute the books. They need money for that. They need facilities like temples. They need institutions so that everyone come together and worship together and benefit together. So for that, okay, I am earning, so let me give. I want to help. I want to provide food. I want to provide facilities. I want to provide knowledge. What do you call Vidyadan? There is, I think, yeah, Vidyadan is one thing. Is very, very important so that when one gets the knowledge, what should he do? He can be on his own self. Rather, if we are doing annadan, we are thinking, oh, the person has no food, let me give food. Yes, you can give food, but if you do not give knowledge, how he can elevate himself, then he is not benefiting and your charity is only maintaining him. Hmm? And we don't know, once he gets strong, he may do something which is not favorable neither for you nor for him. So this is charity is very, very important. And this should be the knowledge should help us what kind of charity we should give because charity immediately people think, wow, it's so nice, let me do. But in I think the next chapter we will read complete understanding of what kind of charity gives what kind of result. So, which means one should give charity in the mode of goodness. This is important. And charity in the mode of passion and ignorance, what will it do is just we are wasting our time because we are earning very hard and then we are spending it in those and then it doesn't give. No? For us, we were thinking, hey, charity in um, um, anything is okay. No, yeah, from Bhagavad Gita, we can understand what is the risks of not doing right charity. And then there is what did we call about? Yeah, Jnana Yoga Vyavasthiti. Danam is over. Damascha Yagnascha. Damas is about self-control. So Gruhasthas um, who come more and more in contact with the material world of happenings, right? If you see brahmacharis in a traditional Gurukul model, they are kept away from the hassle and dazzle of the world. Sannyasis, they can choose whether they want to stay in a solitude place. They can do whatever they want without intervention or coming into the cities and towns unless they want to preach. Um, then we see grihasthas. What about grihasthas? They have to earn, they have to work, they have to do so many gimmicks of the learn everything, the magics, and do that. In that business, yeah, they also acquire what? Precious partner, spouse, husband or wife. And what happens is that because of this facility, so that they can progenate, so that they can bring more Krishna conscious kids to the world. But there is also this chance of overindulging in sex. So one should understand that can also harm our pace of advancement. So, Krishna in Bhagavad Gita says, I am sex life. What does it mean? Is that not like sex is the topmost thing because Krishna is declaring, but we have to understand what is the true meaning of that sex is actually progeniting only God conscious kids. Hmm. So, so one should try and apply self-control to attain that. And then comes um, did you read what is that? What? The social institution known as Varnashram Dharam divides into four divisions, right? And is not meant to divide human society according to birth. Yeah, here we talk about It is not about birth. It is very, very important. Otherwise, today's society is misunderstanding what the Sanatana Dharma, the Vedic way of living in India. They think that, hey, how can you discriminate? How can you discriminate? Who are you to discriminate that someone is a Shudra and someone is a Brahman? Huh? The discrimination is happening very, very unfavorably, where some people cannot even worship the Lord. Some people are overprivileged to worship the Lord, even though they do not know the Vedic essence, Vedantas, understandings. So this kind of imbalance, of course, causes people that, yeah, equality. Uh, what kind of equality? We need equality, which means all are same, men and women are same, there is no more discriminations. But no, the Lord is saying, Chaturvida, um, uh, what is it? Chaturvarnam Maya Deksha Gunakarma Vibhagasha. It is saying that this Chaturvarnam, this divisions, four divisions of social order and four occupational divisions is not meant to divide human society according to birth, but Guna Karma Vibhagasha, based on guna, based on the nature. If one wants to evolve to become a pilot in the society also, he goes through those trainings and he gets successful. Similarly, the varnashram system is also, if someone wants to become a priest, he can also learn, he can also qualify, and then he can become a priest. Even if he is a Shudra by birth, or even if he is a Kshatriya by birth, he can still become a Brahmana. Similarly, other ways. If one doesn't care, if a Brahman who is born in a Brahman family, but he doesn't take up to this Brahma Jigyasa, if he doesn't take to this process of self-realization, then what is happening? He is as good as Shudra because he is just a disturbance to the society. Uh, we know that mantras have powers, but if those mantras are uttered by people who do not have power, hmm, it is only disturbance. They're just kind of a parrot. We know how a parrot can imitate. So they are to keep the society in a state of peace and prosperity. The qualities mentioned herein are explained as transcendental qualities meant for making a person progress in spiritual understanding so that he can get liberated from the material world. So the focus, the purpose of Varnashrama is what? That we all become sannyas, that we all attain this knowledge. We all practice charity, especially for grihasthas. We all practice damas, or self-control. We all follow the four regulations or regulative principles, uh, sattva samsiddhir, and we also are um, going in the direction of fearlessness. And when we have these qualities, these are qualities of godly person. If we want to become godly, mm, we cannot become God, but we can develop these godly qualities, because when we develop these godly qualities, we can serve the God. Otherwise, we think God is my competitor. When we don't have these qualities, we tend to think that God is just creation. God doesn't exist. Just like Hiranyakashipu was challenging, where is Vishnu? Let me find him. They can't find. They think, declare, he's not there. He ran away. So all these things we think because we don't have godly uh, qualities. Thank you very much. I'll stop here. Are there any someone want to share, add, comment, or any questions?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, maybe one information.
Yeah,
We also have, along with Gaurav Prabhu, Pratyusha and Sushma from Lindau.
nice to meet you.
So they
Pratyusha.
are my Conti colleagues in Lindau. So yeah, welcome to Bhagavad Gita sessions.
Welcome, Sushma, Pratyusha.
Thank you.
Yeah. Feel free if you have something to add or you have any questions, or maybe it was too much overdose, let me know in your first session. No. Okay. Yeah. Someone else would like to share anything that how did these qualities attract you, and when you have followed these qualities, what did you appreciate in that? Feel free to share. Yeah. Okay.
Yes, Prabhuji. I think following the qualities, life becomes very simple. I mean, I was thinking about when we were discussing about. I think when you were talking about the meat eating and intoxication. So the basic common point is like today the world complains about food starvation and global warming, but we are only creating the problem and then we are only complaining because we are slaughtering animals which can actually which can be used in
No, we are
agriculture.
producing animals. We are producing animals to slaughter animals.
Yes, Prabhuji. So by slaughtering, we are literally increasing the effects of global warming because those animals cannot be utilized for agriculture and the other purposes, and also to maintain animals in slaughterhouses, we are wasting a lot of water resources and everything, which is also contributing to global warming. So the problem is like created by human only, and again we complain that this is causing our earth to burn, temperatures are increasing, lot of natural disasters. So
Well, nice point. Good. Yeah, very important. We are creating our own problems apart from the real problems of old age, birth, disease, and old age, birth, disease, and death. Yeah. Okay. Then I wish you a very nice sunny Sunday. Yeah. Talk to you next week. पंचकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्यः वच पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। हरे कृष्ण।
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare
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 Krishna.
Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna.